We've just come to the farm that backs onto our field, and we looked out the kitchen window and it's absolutely full of vultures. Ian's got closer and they're all landing right at the back and the side of this the cow barn.
Hi, we're Ian and Julie. Follow us on our tiny homestead and our debt-free project of a lifetime, the building of our home here in the Pyrenees, and all of this alongside our full-time jobs.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ian and this is Julie.
Hi.
And we're building our dream passive house here in the French Pyrenees. We have just finished our last major tour of the season, and if you're new to the channel, our day job is running cycling holidays across the mountains of France, Italy, Spain, down into Corsica, and our last one literally finished last night.
We're both pretty shattered. We didn't get back till very late last night. It was a big drive for us back to our place. So that means we are 100% back here, dedicated to getting this build started.
And it really does start straight away. So on Monday morning I had booked concrete and they haven't got my message to delay it until Wednesday. So it's going to be pouring down with rain on Sunday and Monday. So I tried to delay it. So I'm going to get to the concrete place about 6 o'clock in the morning before they start, just to see whether they have got my message for a Wednesday pour of our foundations.
So while we were away last week, we got an email from the house fabrication company. November the 20th, that's the date. It's all been done, so we're really excited.
We've just booked our flights up to Latvia, so we're going to be there on the day that it's basically cut out and put together. So it's 2 days, 20th, 21st. We're going to hopefully film it. We've told them that we want to film it, so and they're all happy with that as well.
Last week Ian put a quick short video up to ask for any questions that you may have for us. We'll go through them now. There's not too many, so don't get too bored with them, but we'll answer them and hopefully that clarifies a few points for you all. Oh, they're absolutely huge. Ian's disturbing them.
What the hell have they got here? Oh, they've got a little calf. Look at them all. That's what they were after.
You're nice and safe, big girls. Oh, look, little calf. Ian's been eyeing up the farmer's equipment because coincidentally that'll fit nicely onto our Manitou. Keep walking, Ian, keep walking.
So let's get on with question one, which is a really good leading question because we've just got the dates for the delivery of our house. And the question is, when the house arrives, will it be just both of us putting it together? And the answer is yes. It's just the two of us. And that's the reason we bought the Manitou, the telehandler, and that's to help offload the house from the truck, because it's up to us to do that. They don't have any high-ab or crane or anything. A truck turns up, it takes up the skirts, the side skirts, and it's down to us to offload it. And then it's up to us to put it all together with the drawings they will give us. So it'll be good fun. The only paid help we've had
actually is Digger Man, when you've seen the big digger on site.
So we've had him twice to flatten out the plot for the garage and flatten out the plot for the house. And that was it, just the flattening out. Both myself and Julie dug out all the trenches for the footings. We've done everything. If you look back at all the videos we've done, it is just myself and Julie.
Hi everyone, welcome. This is our last
last tour of the season. We're away for one more week. This week we're crossing the whole of France. So we start at the Atlantic coast. At the moment we're at Saint Jean de Luz on the Atlantic coast, and we traverse all the way across the big lumps of the Pyrenees, the famous coals, to the Mediterranean, where we finish in Cerbère on the beach.
Second question, it relates to the Manitou, is we're starting to get all this big equipment. So we've got the Manitou, the mini digger, the mini skid steer, and then the lawnmower. And basically the question is, have we got time to do all the maintenance on these? And am I capable of doing it? Well, you saw in a previous video when I bought this, I had a bit of a droop on the main boom, and we diagnosed it down to the main piston, the lift piston, or the lift ram, and we basically took it all out between the cells again and got that repaired. And since then I've been going over the whole machine, basically checking all the pipes, checking all the hoses, and greasing everything I can find. And I'm still finding new grease points. I do have the manual, so I've got the manual in English as well, because this is a French machine, but it is sold in other countries too. So I'm using the manual, going through it, and using a lot of grease. The other machines I just grease up, and if I need to change any of the bushings or anything like that, I'll do that myself. So it takes a bit of time. Normally when you're just about to start a job, you then find out what you need to do on the machine. But we wash them, clean them down, and once we've done that, just like all the bikes that I have to look after as part of our business, I wash and clean them and then see if there's any faults. So
it's been quite a learning curve with this Manitou though, because this has been the biggest machine we've ever owned.
And realistically, if we were renting, when we did the concrete slab, we rented all the equipment for that, and when we got it, it was broken. The power trowel, the big spinny helicopter thingy, we went to use that and it didn't work. So I ended up on my hands and knees hand troweling that all night.
On a tray.
So I do prefer, and if something doesn't work, it's down to me and not somebody else. Right, question number 3, and it relates to the equipment we own. Gosh, 3 years ago, we bought the 1-ton mini digger, and it has served us so well. The question here asks, if we were to do it again, would we buy a bigger digger?
Yes, simple answer, yes. At the time, it was purely all down to cost. We just simply could not afford to buy a bigger one, whether it be new, second-hand. We searched everywhere and it was just out of our price range. We really couldn't do it. And the other one side to it as well was we weren't based here. We didn't have anywhere to store anything because we were starting from basically just an agricultural field. We couldn't leave anything here. We had to transport everything we've got.
Each time we came to do the job, we had to transport it in our trailer, and our vehicles here are only small and our trailers are small, so a maximum of 1 ton we could carry.
So that restricted us really. That was our main restriction, 1 ton.
It's not like the US where you have your big trucks and your big trailers and you can carry 5-ton machines really easily. Here that would be a commercial vehicle we'd have to purchase and get commercial licenses to tow that amount of weight. So it was logistics and we couldn't afford it at the time.
The funding, yeah. If anybody'd like to send us one, we'd be very happy.
Question number 4, very important. How long have you had the Dachshunds?
Oh, Floki and Freya, our little Dachshunds. They're miniature Dachshunds, brother and sister. And yes, they were 10 years old this year in August. So they've just turned 10.
They are French. We bought them up just by Bordeaux and brought them back home, and they've been with us ever since.
Yep. Top of the Tourmalet, unbelievable. Last week we were up here, bright sunshine. Today it's this thick soupy fog all the way up. I'm just at the top now waiting for my last 2 guys, but I really did want to show you the conditions today. It's horrible. You just cannot see in front of you. There's sheep, there's cows, everything on the road up here. I'm freezing. I've got more layers than on than I know what to do with. The next question is, what is your background for you to be able to take on all these jobs? Good one.
So I did an apprenticeship in the Royal Navy, so my background is Royal Navy engineering. So although I was electronics and communications, the first year for all the apprentices in the Navy is in the workshop, doing filing for months, doing a lot of lathe work, welding, basically doing everything possible to grind you down, but to make you work to very, very tight tolerances. And quite a few of you commented, you know, a bit OCD, and we take some of these dimensions a bit too small, but basically that's how I was brought up. So if I can get it exact, I will, but if it starts taking too long to do that, then yeah, we realize practicalities, we've got to get the job done as well. All the rest of it, we basically have been together just after my apprenticeship. So this is
Barely
sort of
19 when we met.
So we've always worked together on projects, so small house projects, and then we decided to build a house in the UK. We built a timber frame house in the UK, but we physically didn't do it ourselves.
Not everything.
So we had ground workers in to do the foundations and the slab. We had a timber frame company come in and put the kit up. It was a
Potton Homes.
It was a Potton home, and if you don't know those, they build these traditional post and beam houses. So it looks really old, like an old.
Well, it had to look like a 200-old cottage where we were building it.
So they put in the whole frame. We had roofers to put the roof on and brickies to put an outline skin to clad it all in. After that, that's when myself and Julie took over.
We did all the internals, everything.
So from insulation,
skeleton.
Insulation, plasterboard, electrics, plumbing, kitchen, bathrooms, everything else we did. So, and that was with limited tools. This is before power tools.
We didn't have much money either. I don't know how we did it.
No, I don't. I mean, we basically had one electric screwdriver. After that, everything was hand tools, saws, hammers. Julie's dad was also in the trade at the time. He's retired now, but he was a carpenter and joiner. So he came down and did all the first, basically the second fix carpentry.
Put the stairs in.
He taught me how to do doors, stairs, windows, all the rest of it. So we did that over 1 year. It was a 1 year project.
And we lived on site in a caravan that was sinking in the mud because we had a lot of rain.
The kids were a lot younger.
We used to trim the grass that used to grow through the plug hole. And then in the winter when it froze, we had to use a hairdryer just to defrost the door to get out. Oh, we did live rough.
But it was well worth it because when we moved here, we sold that property, and that allowed us to set up the business and renovate the house we're in at the moment. And that's the second big project we did. We did the renovation of our current home, which was an old 1880s farmhouse, really stone built.
Thick walls, thick stone
But
walls.
zero insulation, zero electric, zero plumbing. So we put in 7 bathrooms in that property. So that's the sort of experience we've had. And other than that, it is looking up because the French system is totally different to the UK
Very
system.
different.
So we had to relearn it. And I buy books. I still buy books. I don't just look at YouTube. I buy the manuals, all the standards, all the specifications. And the one I've recently just purchased is for the plumbing. So because when I put in these blocks for this foundation, we've got to allow for all the conduits, all the holes for all the different various plumbing and electrical. So
that's what we're studying at the moment. That's our, instead of watching telly, that's what we're doing. Okay, our next question. Have you ever considered a tipping trailer?
Oh yes.
If only.
I think that should have been the first thing we ever purchased. But again, it's all down to the size of our vehicles. Our vehicles cannot tow huge amounts. So my little white van can only tow 1.3 tonne. My big grey vans can only tow the same amount. Yeah. So when you get a tipping trailer, the trailer itself is going to be just under a tonne. And then if you put a tonne or 2 tonne of gravel in the back of that,
we're overweight.
We're overweight, exactly. So a little tiny tipping trailer, but then what can it carry? You know, so, but yes, if we could have a tipping trailer or a dumper truck, that would have made our life a lot easier.
Instead, you've got me.
But saying that, we got a bit confused when we started ordering our gravel. They said in the beginning that the big truck, the 13-ton dumper truck, would cost nearly €900 to dump that amount, and that put us off. Hence, us going each time with 1 ton and shoveling it out by hand. We then went.
Good workout.
But it does hurt. We are suffering a little bit. But when I went back and basically asked for the number of the dumper truck, he said, "Oh no, we can do that. It's only €70." And we couldn't believe it. We nearly strangled the guy. It was a different guy though, so I think we got confused with the guy before. So it's a €70 delivery charge, and then the charge per ton. So a 13-ton, it costs around €350 on average. So it's well worth it.
It's more than worth pay for that.
So that I think we've solved that issue with the tipper part of it.
I'm surrounded by the sound of cowbells. It's something I will never get tired of. I'm on top of Calder Port, waiting for our guys to come over the climb, heading down to Tarascon, and behind me are the most beautiful cows. If I could take 2 of these little calves home, ooh, just think all that nice grass they could have. I'll have to work on cattle rustling.
Next question is on the house systems, the solar, and how we are going to heat the house. So the house is a passive house. So we will have a mechanical heat recovery ventilation system, and that will be a heat conversion between the warm air being sucked out of the house and the cold, fresh, filtered air going back into the house. In theory, that should be the only heat requirement. That in balance with the glass panels we have. So we've got a lot of glass facing south. So the passive solar heating as well should heat the upper air. Then that should be sucked out, go through the heat exchanger, and when the fresh air is sucked in, that air should be heated up to a certain temperature. And the hot water, we will probably have a heat pump. So that you can buy units now that are the mechanical heat recovery, and they also include a heat pump. So that'll monitor the temperature, and if there isn't enough temperature within the air, it'll turn on the heat pump, but that'll also do the hot water too. We may put a solar water panel on the roof. We have those. We have 8 enormous ones on the current house we have.
Place, yeah.
So we might do that also. But just for a bit of
ambience heat, just for something to look at, because there'll be no radiators in this house. We've decided to put in a small pellet burner. It's like a wood burner, but it's the little pellets, and it's automatic, so you can program it to come on as and when. But that'll just be ambience and just as a backup heat source.
Yeah, something to look at, because it will have a flame, so it'll just make it look nice.
Another good question was, why have we moved away from the original concept of building with containers?
And that's our channel name, Homesteading Uncontained, because we so wanted to build with containers. The biggest reason, because I'm not a structural engineer, I assumed that the structure of a container, we wouldn't get crushed if I put a big roof or all the rest of it. It was more of a structural thing that we could put 2 containers in and then just make the house within that. But when we did the budgeting and just to get the insulation and the anti-condensation...
Oh, it's spiralling out of...
Yeah, it was just basically a frame within the container and a frame exterior.
So 3 lots of...
And a load of insulation. And it just didn't work out like that. So we did some investigation on various SIPs houses, a structural insulated
panels. That was our second route we were going down, was SIPs, but that turned out to be quite a complicated and long-winded process. We lost a lot of time in our planning because we were
working
going
with
down that way with a company.
Yeah, and the company would then do all the structure, all the engineering, the loads, etc. And that's what we wanted. And then we'd have a certificate. But the price got overwhelming. And also they demanded that they had to put it up to get the certification, which isn't really the case here.
So this is it.
We're heading to the Med today. We'll be in the sea for a swim. Last day of the Pyrenean Traverse. Here we go. We're heading off to the Med.
Another question, and it's quite a good question, and I might throw the question back out to you, is that we've got all these various systems. So I've got the aircon unit that has its own app. I have the solar system, which has its own app. The camera system on another one. You know, so there's about 4 or 5 different apps that you have to remotely log into to either check up on or change settings or turn on and off. And the question is, have you looked at a home automation system that can basically combine all of this? And when we did our house 25 years ago in the UK, I was all into home automation. I'd bought little screens, little touchpads, before touchpads were even a big thing. This 25 years ago, mobile phones really didn't exist, smartphones. And we wired the whole house with Ethernet, and I had a huge Ethernet hub underneath the stairs in a little mini tech room. All I wanted was home automation. I was on so many email forums. It was a bit of an obsession. So with the technology now,
So easy.
hopefully it's so easy, but I would throw the question back out. What home automation system do you think I could look at that would combine all of these different apps? Because if I could have one app to do the lot, that would be perfect.
It's like having a different key for every door, but in app form at the moment. So
And
if we
it would
can
make
simplify it,
It would make
it
Julie's life a lot easier as well, because it's like, I don't know how to use the app. And that comes down to the remote control as well. So,
Shh, don't tell them everything. Okay, we have another good question here. You look comfy on camera, and how hard is it to work and film at the same time?
very hard. No, it is hard.
Yeah.
We have to set up the cameras, and it's hard. We haven't got that many cameras. We set them up. Is it a good shot? We don't know, because we're working, and then you just get so involved in the job that you just want to get it finished. So if Julie's there saying, "Oh, stop,"
Which I do a lot. Ian's like, "Oh, for goodness, I've already done it."
So what we're trying to do is we haven't got it in our mindset yet to plan what we're filming, and that's what we need to do. So when we're actually doing this build, we're going to plan, because each section is a proper section. So it'll be the footings next week, and we'll try and film that properly. It'll be difficult because it's only me and Julie doing the concrete. So we can't just stop and film, because the guys on the pump or in the concrete mixer just get annoyed that we're delaying stuff. But other than that, like block work and things like that, we're not just going to show every single block being put on. We want to show how we do the blocks, and then a little time lapse, and then sort of the finished product. Because everybody's seen blocks being laid, especially on this plot. Everywhere we look.
Done. Oh, we've spent a lot of time being civil engineers.
Yeah.
All this hard work we've put into here, you don't see any of it. It's all totally buried now. So it'll be so nice, because we've always referred to this part of the build as phase 1, and moving over to where the house build is as phase 2. So whatever goes on over there from next week is coming out the ground.
Oh, it'd be
Nothing
nice.
is going in the ground again.
It does, filming though, does keep you honest. So,
And we are true.
like I said right at the beginning, the bit of an OCD on getting everything correct. You're not just going to mash it all together and film it and it looks rubbish. So everything does have to be perfect, or you get a lot of comments saying, "Oh, I shouldn't have done it like that. You should have done it like this." So it does keep you honest on that side, but it also gives us a full record of the build.
It's great watching some of the videos back. But for me, when we're editing, Ian edits all the videos. I sit next to him as sub-editor, but I have to be quiet sometimes. But the amount of footage that just gets rejected, and it's mainly me, because I am a bit silly. You never really get to see the true silly Julie. But poor old Ian, when we're filming, sometimes that look of despair, and he's like, "Oh, for goodness, not again." But I can't help. I get the giggles, and he really does have to chop me out when I've got the giggles. Chop. And just like that, we've got all our riders into Surbear. We're just in the harbour, parked up. Whoops. We're just in the harbour, parked up, ready to pack all our bags, our bikes away. And that marks the end of our 2025 cycling season and our last tour on the road. We still have people at our place, but we're not on the road anymore. This is it. You've got us back. You've got Ian and Julie, the dynamic duo, back at the off-grid build plot.
Right, so that's all the questions. We told you there weren't that many. So it is Saturday today. We finished all our cycling tours yesterday on Friday night, and the concrete, I'm hoping, is coming on Wednesday. So all of these footings are all going to be done, and as Julie just said, we will be out of the ground, and it's a long time coming. So if you want to watch this build, this is basically going to be the start.
We can't wait. So this is it. This is us. We're properly building now. Stick with us. Please stick with us. And any questions, anything, we're very happy to answer anything you want to know. We're very open. So
cheeky thumbs up.
Julie's cheeky thumbs up.
And we'll see you next week.
Hopefully
covered in concrete.
Have a great week, everyone.